Hey, welcome back everyone to my channel. So today I am going to attempt something that I thought about and I had some downtime. So I'm going to try to put together a savory oatmeal or a gruel as my Instapot button says. All right, well actually it's an Instapot knockoff. But so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to create a hearty porridge using oats and some corn and some veg and some chicken and some other stuff. Fresh chives, salt, pepper, etc. So I'm hoping to make a savory oatmeal for like a hearty lunch meal or something of that nature. So let me show you what I got going on here. So I got my Dasani pot set up and I've already cooked oatmeal with these guys, so I'm pretty sure I know that it's just pushing this GRUEL button. It actually says GRUEL on there. Let me show you that because I thought it was kind of funny. GRUEL. All right, so the plan is, from my experience before, it's going to take 2.5 full pots of oats. And I'm using my oats from my pantry. Actually, everything's from my pantry here. So I'm going to try to mix 1 can of styled cream corn, or 2 cans of cream corn, 1 can of regular corn, a couple different kind of chickens into each of those batches. And then I'll flavor salt and pepper. And then before I freeze dry it, I'll cover it with fresh chopped up green onion tops or chives. So that's the plan. I'm gonna go ahead and cook it and I'll get some trays loaded and that's when you'll see me next. So stand by, 2 seconds. All right, hey, welcome back. So I got the oatmeal out of the pressure cooker and it was a mess and I won't tell you all about how I cleaned that up, but anyways, that's fine. So I can tell already it's not enough to fill 5 trays. So I'll have to think about as I'm filling the trays what I want to do. But I'm going to slowly start adding ingredients into this so that it's where I want it to be. So stand by and watch this. All right, I went off camera real quick to get an actual metal spoon to help me mix this because it's pretty thick. And I want to make sure it's really well mixed. See, much easier than that plastic spoon. Now, it looks like I might not need to add as much corn as I thought. But I'll give it a taste test in a second. Because I don't want this just to be oatmeal by itself, obviously. I want it to be savory. And I want it to have chicken and the sweet corn taste. So, and I do have salt and pepper here. So what I want to do is let's test the salt content. So I'm definitely going to add another can of the sweet corn. See if I can bring that sweetness of it up a little bit here. I'm going to add pepper, probably add a couple intervals. I'm going to start with 1 shot here. And that's a lot of pepper. We'll see how that works out. And I'm going to add a little teaspoon of salt as well. And let me go ahead and get this stirred up. Let's see how we're doing. And I do have another packet of chicken that I plan on putting in here as well, because if I want to make long-term emergency ration food, I want it to have as much protein and benefit as possible. So without a doubt, I want to make sure that it's covering calories and things that are needed for the day. So let me get this mixed up really good, get that pepper and salt incorporated as well. Yeah, you know, the corn actually gets absorbed pretty quick once you start mixing it up, so I still might add more. I just want to test the taste here. So another taste test. All right, the flavor's there a little bit, but I'm still going to add more salt because there's a lot of oatmeal. And I am going for a savory. I can taste the pepper, but I'm just going to add a hint more because I'm going to add another can of this chicken with the broth, which hopefully add a little bit more salt as well. I'm going to get this stirred up. Now, if you guys want to skip ahead, that's fine. I don't film this, but I thought maybe you guys want to see what the recipe was this time. Again, mostly canned product, mostly stuff I bought on discount, and mostly stuff I had in my pantry already. Obviously, if you've seen my pantry videos, and if you haven't, you should go check them out. But my pantry videos is going to show that I have, still 40 pounds of oatmeal and tons of corn and all this stuff. So I figured what would be a good thing to package up, and I came up with this. Now, it's off camera, you can't see it, but I am going to put green chives on it right before I freeze dry it. So if you have any comments about anything else, now I could have added, fresh onion, celery, or a lot of other stuff. I just didn't have it on stock, and I wanted to test this first. I like corn, and I like oatmeal, and I like chicken. So they say make what you're going to eat. So I believe I will definitely eat this for sure. Let me take another taste just to make sure, see how the salt is. All right, so that bite had a good chunk of pepper in it, so that was good. And the salt's there as well. I actually think I'm going to add more corn. I'm going to add this other can, and let me open it up real quick, of whole kernels, just to give it a little bit more texture. And this is sweet corn anyways, even though it's not cream style, it's corn, right? So. Now again, the only reason I'm showing me cooking this is because you can skip ahead in YouTube very easily. I know that, you know that. So if you wanted to skip ahead, I don't blame you. Unless you just wanted to see how I came up with this concoction. All right, let's get this all mixed up. There we go. Now it looks like a corn oats gruel. You don't see the chicken, and I know it's there, and it's a small portion of chicken for as much as this is. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and add all this chicken I plan to add. I have a lot of it in stock. Let me just go ahead and open this up here. And again, it's mainly because I want the protein, right? So if we're eating this food, we're going to need this protein. We're going to need it for sure. And I would much rather have a protein-packed meal one time than have to eat a bunch of different things to get all the requirements. So, you got your grains here, you got your veg, you got your salt, which is something you always need too, and you got protein with this chicken. Now, this chicken's been pre-cooked, both the canned chicken and this chicken. Actually, there's a little bit I can fill in here. Waste not, want not, right? Look at that, there's a lot still in there. I'll make me check this other bag. This bag's not as much, all right. Every little bit, let's not waste food. Food is expensive. All right, so let me fold this in as well. And that's just to really protein pack this out, right? So, I mean, if you're wondering why I'm doing it, that's the sole purpose. Sole reason behind adding so much protein is because in an emergency situation, that's what you're going to want to eat. Something that gives you the protein. All right, I'm going to clean this up a little bit, and then I'll reset the video for the next chapter for those that have skipped ahead of the cooking, and you can see where I'm at. Stand by. All right, for those that jumped ahead and didn't watch me cook, this will be the serving up the portions. So now, from the last stage, I did add the chives directly into the oatmeal. I was thinking it would look pretty on the top, but nobody really cares if it's pretty. They only care if it's consistently mixed throughout the meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some trays, which I have pre-made over here. And I will fill up, or start filling this up and show you pretty much that process. I'm going back to this wimpy spoon. So what I'm going to do is, since I know I don't have enough for 5 full trays, I'm going to go kind of light on everything first just to see where I'm at on sizing in case I need to add more. Now with the density of oatmeal too, I might want to just keep it not as fully thick as I normally do, just so that, first of all, it'll freeze dry quicker. Yeah, I know I'm just a simple guy doing simple things, and this will all clean up just fine. So I'm not going to bore you with me loading these trays. I'll get them loaded, I'll get them in the freezer, and you'll next see me in 2 seconds your time when I put them in the freeze dryer. Until then. All right, so welcome back. If you can tell by my shirt, you can tell I've been sweating over this hot oatmeal. So as I figured, I did not get enough oatmeal for 5 full trays. So I had a little bit left over, and I kind of packed up these so they're kind of full. And I did add some extra chives on top just because I like onions, and it's going to be good in this anyways. And it's going to make it look just a little bit better. So I'm going to get these in the freezer. I just wanted to give you a 30-second update on where I was at with the trays. Again, see you in a couple seconds. Thanks. All right, hey, welcome back. It's been 30 hours, give or take, and I am going to load the 4 trays of that savory oatmeal corn gruel, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to run the batch of 4 trays only. I didn't want to make just one more tray. So let me get this started for you real quick. I'll just leave the tray on the bottom empty, which is kind of the hardest one anyways. So here's a quick look. It's frozen. I'll be interested to see how this comes out. It tasted really good when I got done with it, right? So I had some left over, like a cupful maybe, and I was able to eat it, and it was yummy. It had a slight pepper taste to it. I don't know if I added too much pepper or not. We'll see how it comes out after the freeze dry process, and we'll see what it looks like. But instead of doing 4.5 trays, I fully loaded these trays so I could get big portions made, right? So it's in here. I went ahead and pre-froze this. I got it down to 16 degrees. Let me make sure the seal's good. I've closed the vacuum escape valve. I'm going to hit continue. And we are off to the races. So I'll see you when it's done. Hey, welcome back everybody. Background karaoke, it's the neighbors. I apologize for that, but it is now done and we're ready to pull out the savory oatmeal. Surprisingly, it only took 46 hours and 38 minutes compared to the last batch of oatmeal I did last time. And I think that has more to do with the fact that I only have 4 trays instead of 5 trays. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit no defrost. So we'll get rid of the main noise there. I'm gonna go ahead and break it out. We'll take a check real quick, see how it looks. Now I plan on packaging these up in big bags. You'll see them in a second. Or while it's drying, I'll show you. So if I'm gonna be eating this stuff, so I'm probably gonna put 4 portions in each of these bags here. Let's take a quick check and just see how it is here. Ouch. All right, so the trays are warm, trays are hot. Not much of a smell, a light corn smell only, and there is corn in these batches here. So let me just pick one at random. Absolutely super styrofoam light. You can see the little chive stuck on the top. So I'm gonna bag these up, and then I'll take a quick 20 seconds to show you what it looks like bagged up, and then we'll go downstairs and we will rehydrate one of these and see how they taste. Stand by. All right, I'm back. So I was able to get 6 very large bags of the savory oatmeal packaged up from the 4 trays. So I basically put 6 of those full pieces in, and then I had a couple pieces left over, and I just kind of crunched them up and added them to the bags equally. I did save 2 pieces. We're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna rehydrate that and see how it tastes. Now, I tasted this the other day, so I'm anticipating that it tastes the same, right? It was really good the other day, spice-wise and everything. So stand by 2 seconds, we'll do the taste test. So I don't know what happened here with my microphone. I probably just forgot to push the button, and I didn't get to record what I was saying here. So I think I'm basically just telling you, if I recall, that I crushed these two things up into the bowl, and since it's oatmeal, I don't have any weighted specific amount of water to add. I was just going to add water from my gut feel, and I'm going to get that water put in there, and then I'm going to let it sit down and wait for a little while. Now this is just hot water out of the dispenser, and as soon as I added the water, it started breaking down, and I could actually start smelling the pepper and the corn and stuff. Now I was a little concerned because I've had problems with corn kernels before. So basically I got some water in there. I didn't want to overwater it. I wanted to give it a chance. I put a lid on it, and then I came back in about 10 minutes, I would guess. And then what you're going to see coming up here is me stirring it up after 10 minutes. So right away, it looks good, right? So I was really happy with the texture. I mean, it came back straight solid as oatmeal. The pepper, obviously, and the salt made a huge difference. I could definitely taste the corn in the chicken, and a lot of the chicken kind of got blended in as I stirred it all up because it was just packaged chicken. But there was chunks of chicken in there, and it rehydrated fine. The corn actually came out really good. I was surprised how good the corn rehydrated. And overall, I was really happy with this rehydration of this food. I will definitely be making more of the savory type of oatmeal compared to the sweet oatmeal. I might do one more batch of sweet oatmeal, but the savory stuff seems to be really good, and it's a higher calorie and protein take than just the sugars you're getting from the sweet-based oatmeal. Now, if you have watched this video all the way to the end, I do appreciate it, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties for the last 2 minutes here, but I hope that you can forgive me that and go ahead and still smash that like button, because I'm still doing what I do, and yes, I'm a simple guy and I make mistakes, so I do appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much.